Comparing China and India in the field of manufacturing requires looking at two distinct trajectories. One of an established global heavyweight focusing on high tech integration, and other of a rapidly rising competitor positioning itself as the premier alternative for global supply chains. Today, in this video, we are going to see how these two major Asia Pacific economy performing in the most crucial sector of manufacturing. We will see their performance in five categories: contribution to GDP, their supply chain, core sector and technology, labor dynamics, and geopolitical strategy. So let's see one by one each of these categories. The first one is scale and contribution to GDP. So for China, it's often called world's factory. China is responsible for nearly 30% of global manufacturing output. The manufacturing sector consistently drives over 30% of China's total GDP, while its domestic consumer and property market face heavy economic headwinds. Its manufacturing and export engines remains highly resilient. If we see for India, historically India's economy skipped a massive manufacturing boom, jumping straight from agriculture to service-led economy, which was IT and finance. Manufacturing accounts for roughly 14 to 17% of India's GDP. However, with initiatives like Make in India and PLI schemes, the country is actively working to boost this share. Second, supply chain deepness and their industrial ecosystem. So, China's primary advantage is its incredibly mature ecosystem. Over decades, it has developed massive industrial clusters and special economic zone SEZ, where component supplier, raw material processing, and final assembly line exist in close proximity. This creates unmatched scalability and rapid production pivots. India, on the other hand, is making massive strides in assembly and terminal manufacturing, but it remains structurally dependent on China for raw materials, machinery, and critical components. For example, while India has successfully scaled up domestic smartphone assembly, many of the internal components and precision manufacturing tools are still imported from Chinese supply chains. The third point is core sectors and technological focus. So China is moving rapidly up to the value chain. China has focused it China has shifted its focus from low cost textile and toys to advanced electronics, electric vehicles, EVs, renewable energy hardware like solar panels and semiconductors. Its export of electronic integrated circuits are advanced technology component which continues to break record. While in India, India has strong legacy footprints in heavy engineering like iron, steel, and refined petroleum and pharmaceuticals. It is now rapidly diversifying it into electronics, automotive assemblies, and defense manufacturing. A major success story is Apple diversifying its production in India. India currently manufactures roughly 25% of the world's iPhones. If we talk about labor dynamics and cost, China is facing an aging population and a shrinking workforce. Manufacturing wage in China has steadily risen over the last decade. This rising cost, combined with a desire to move toward highly automated, smart data centers and automated manufacturing, means it is no longer the go-to destination for cheap manual labor. While on India side, Boasting the world's largest and youngest population, India offers a significant labor cost advantage. It produces a massive volume of engineers and technical graduates annually, making it highly suited for design led manufacturing, automation operations, and IT integrated production lines. Furthermore, English language proficiency across managerial and technical tiers simplifies communication for Western multinational corporations. The last and very crucial point is geopolitical and global strategy. So, China is rising geopolitical tensions, trade disputes with the US and Europe, and tightening Chinese domestic export control on critical raw materials like indium and other specialized metals have pushed global companies to reduce their reliance on a single geographic source. And India is a primary beneficiary of this global China plus one and friend shoring strategy, backed by strong bilateral framework like Quad and various EU US trade councils. Global tech and consumer giants are pouring FDI, that is foreign direct investment, into India to build parallel manufacturing hubs. So, based on all this point, if we summarize, China remains superior in absolute scale, infrastructure, logistics, speed, advanced robotics integration, and deep vertical supply chains. It is the preferred choice for hyperscale, highly complex technological manufacturing. While India leads in future growth potential, offering a vast domestic consumer market, lower labor cost, and a tech savvy young workforce, and a highly favorable geopolitical environment for companies looking to diversify away from China. Thank you.